hello. So wonderful to see you today. What have you been up to? It's been a few days. I'd love to know what you're working on. Making some progress on a long-term project, or are you making some quick little makes? Instant gratification. I love those. Yeah, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I've already had 2 cups of coffee today. I decided to switch over to the Stanley. I switched out, I'm a little early, it's not May yet. Stanley had a mishap, and our April showers mug hug, it got gross. I'm glad I make these out of cotton because I just washed it in the sink. I've got it laid out to dry. I folded it up, put it in his suitcase for next year. If I want to change it up, that's fine. If I want to use it, that's fine. But we've switched. I got May. I know, April showers bring May flowers. But Stanley needed a wardrobe change in a quick fix. So it's time for the Snoopy. Remember the little button that I found off of Etsy? We got Snoopy. And I have discovered that I really like, so I do use the button. The button's usable, but cotton stretches out a little bit in time, like the stitches relax into each other. So I put a little bit of Velcro patches from the $1.25 store. Put the Velcro on there so that over the month's time, as it gets comfortable on him, I can tighten it up because I don't like it, or I'm sorry, it's just annoying when his coat slips down and then it bunches up right down here. So on the wider ones, I like them to stay fit. Cold water. Thank you, Stanley, for keeping me hydrated. What have I been working on? I've got 2 projects going right now. Got 2 projects. One is the Breeze cardigan by, her last name's Yunker. What is her first name? It's a cardigan. It is worked up in 2 panels and 2 sleeves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. I have tons of yarn for it. It is the yarn that I picked up on one of my last thrift finds. So this is Hobby Lobby hand dyed. I caked it. It was in the hanks. I have 4 hanks. Each hank, 2 of them are 400 yards. 2 of them are 420 yards. All 4 are the same color. Originally, Hobby Lobby was selling them for $14.99. Then Hobby Lobby put a sticker on it, changing them to $12.49. Then they hit the orange sale at Hobby Lobby for $3.74 each. Not for me. Somehow, these beautiful, can you see the shimmer in those? Oh, they're beautiful. They ended up at a thrift store. I think it was Savers or St. Vincent de Paul's, one of those, in Stockton, California. And when they hit the thrift store marked them at $1.99 with an orange tag. The day that I happened to wander in there saying, oh, I'd like to find a treasure today, I got them for 50% off the orange tag. So I bought 4 of them for 99 cents each. I got a $4 cardigan on the way. It should be more than enough. Beautifully written pattern. It is a 1 weight, super fine sock weight yarn. So it's gonna take some time. I've got my Safari hook, which is, I know it is they're no longer making hooks, but it's so dreamy, beautiful. This is a e-hook. So it's going to take me a while. I'm working on, the instructions say work on that back panel first. We're working bottom up. Isn't that cool? It's a tiny little stacked granny. Every other row is 3 double crochets, chain 1. The next row is a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. And I didn't realize, can see it with you now, that it is pooling. I'm modifying it, and I do have enough yarn for my modification. I want it to be a duster. I know, I always say that I want a duster. I want the long length and then a piddle out. Piddle out around waist length. Not this time. I have plenty of yarn. I'm loving how light it's working up. It's lightweight. I think the drape on it's going to be amazing. The hook is just slightly bigger, so it's got some holes. It's nice and airy. I want it to the back of my knee, and then I want to leave a really, really long on your side when you leave it open. I want to leave an open hem from the front to the back, so that I have a long what's it called? Help me, what's it called? When you don't stitch it up all the way under the armpit. You start at the armpit and you go down. Well, I want it my regular 20 inches. And then I want the side seam left open so that the front and the back have a back flap. That's not what it's called. Come on. Let me think about it. I'll be back to that. So this is superwash merino wool. I don't know. I think it's a California morning thing. I'll put it on. Of course, I'm going to do like my favorite classic quarter sleeves. I'm going to do that. So actually, I think it does have like a straight sleeve on it, and there's an option for a cuff. But by making it the quarter sleeve and already having more than enough yarn for it, I'll have plenty to do the duster. And it's very easy. It lives next to the couch in the living room. Very easily, mindless pattern. This will go, it packs easy. It's gonna go in the car with me. It's gonna go to overnights with me. This is my new superhero sidekick for a while. So I'm working on that one. Man, I cannot remember her first name, and I don't know. Side seam. It's a free pattern on Ralvery. It's called Breeze Pattern. No, Breeze Cardigan. 2 cups of coffee, right? I'll put it in the description box below. Maybe you're interested in working a cardigan with me. We'll see. So working on that. And then there is a Facebook group, and it's called Crochet Pattern Testers, Pattern Testing. Not sure. Pattern designers, sometimes it's hit or miss. If it's a hit, you get a really, really good one who's excited and puts together a lively conversation. I found a pattern test for a Sugar Magnolia summer top. I will put just the picture, because can't release too much information. It's not, the pattern's not released yet. I'll put a picture at the end of what I'm making. Amazing little design by Gathering Bliss Crochet, and it's worked up in 3 pieces. So you do 2 long rectangles that start just below your bust. You work them all the way up, 1 long strip rectangle, and then at the end of having your 2 rectangles, you're going to stitch the front, you're going to stitch up the back, and then you're going to do like a waistband on it. So far, I'm on row 11 of the test, and the imagery is emerging. It is absolutely beautiful. So I'm working it. It says you work it in a lightweight 3, a 3 weight, yarn, which for a top, that's really nice and light and airy. You can work it in a 4, you can work it even smaller because this is incredibly inclusive. The way she designed this pattern is marvelous. So it's all your body measurements. You measure your body. She gives you a very, very simple math formula on how far to work it. In the pattern, as she goes down the row, she says, you know, if try it on, if you need a little bit more, move to here. If this is good, move over there. And I'm really enjoying it. An excellent designer. Working a pattern test is so fun. There's a live chat over on Instagram where everyone that's testing the patterns chiming in. Oh, look at my color palette. Oh, I live over here. Or, oh, I've made it this far. Got a question. And it's fun. It's inclusive in the pattern size. It's inclusive in the conversation. It's a great way to feel, it's like a book club, but it's a great way to feel included, that you're working something with someone and seeing a large group of someone's and seeing how they're progressing. So here is my first panel. It'll come down like this and it'll be stitched in the middle. So I'm still working out my length, moving right along. I've only been working on this in the boxing when I've been waiting for Ryan. So let's see, today's Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, 2 days I worked on it. Just for that little hour and a half maybe that I wait for him. But it's got an amazing little diamond pattern with the puff stitches. They're not quite popping through yet, but they will. So we have the diamond stitches with a puff stitch. Here's some little leaves, if I turn it this way. Little leaves. I've got little dandelions popping up. I've got some beautiful texture building up, and I just did a whole row of beans. Some bean stitches. So it's going to come down right under the bust. And it's going to come up over the shoulder, and then I'll have the other piece. And then you stitch it right here in the middle. Excellent pattern. I don't have a link yet because it's not a live pattern. I can leave the link to the Facebook group in case you're interested in testing patterns. It's a great way to test your reading charts, reading direction ability. It's a great way to gather free patterns. Usually a pattern tester will, of course, they offer you the free pattern that you're working on. And occasionally after you're finished, as a thank you, they tend to offer you one of their other patterns as a thank you for contributing to their growing their design library. So it's a good way to jump in and see what's going on. What are the trends? So I did that. I can link that. So I still have a couple more inches to go, and then I'll work the other side. I have been posting some pictures on Instagram, which is always fun to see how others are progressing. So let's see. I use the loops and threads. I don't remember if this, I think it's a speckle or a fleck. I have all this left over from my cardigan, which is another nice part about this pattern is that it doesn't use a whole lot of yarn of each thing. I have this Trubu, which matches the little flecks in that. So I thought that was good. And then, of course, I used the yellow and the green for my dandelions. You can make your flowers any color you want. Initially, the green that I used was this Italian yarn, this vintage Italian yarn. It is in Italian. It's more of like a ribbon yarn, and I thought that the silky colorway on it was really neat and that it would pop, but just a little too bulky. I looked it up on Ralvery and it said that it was a 3 weight. So I want 4 light 4s, 3s in there. I ended up using the 24/7 cotton just because it was ropier and it defined my leaves, my little puff stitches for my leaves. Flowers don't grow like that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it made those little leaves pop on my little dandelions. So that was fun. I had some other bright colors that I was playing around with. Just an amazing little pattern. Just a little bit of color. You could just dig through your floppies and see what you have to use. That's what I've been working on. Let's see, today I have some chores to do and I need to do some packing. And tomorrow, Thursday morning, I'm going with a friend and we're driving north to Shasta, Redding, California, which is 3.5, 4 hours north. Mount Shasta, might be familiar with it. She has a summer home that we're going to prep to go on the market. So that'll be fun. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday I drive home because Sunday night I got a night shift. But that's okay because I have fun projects to work on. So my nights have been going by pretty smooth. I've been keeping this one in my raccoon bag. That's it. How are you? What have you been working on? I plan on taking my project with me on the road trip so I could work on it in the car and work on it in the evenings. I'll take some pictures. I've tried researching. I don't see any little yarn shops, which is a shame because I did notice on Instagram that this weekend is in honor of little yarn shops. It's a little LOIS weekend where a lot of yarn shops are putting on some sales and encouraging people to come in, check out their classes, their resources. You know, sometimes you can borrow a Swift or use a yarn winder or take in questions on patterns that you might have. And it's just amazing community resource for us. So they're trying to encourage that this weekend. But I didn't see any in Shasta or Redding. Might try to look at one for on our way home. Not sure if it's in the cards. If I do, I'll definitely take some video clips to share with you. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.